Hey everyone, Mike here from Watch It Paint It, and in this video I'm going to show you a super fast way of painting your models, ideal for those who don't give a crap about highlighting and shading. I'm going to paint all of my Votann infantry using contrast paints. The fastest and most stress-free way of doing this is to have a normal paint as your touch-up color and one or two highlight colors. I'll be using Magma Flame contrast paint, and I know when this dries it's going to be identical to Wild Rider Red. I can use Wild Rider Red as my touch-up color for mistakes. I'll also be using Scales, and when this dries it's identical to Sotek Green. I also have a slightly brighter version of each of these colors, and those are going to be used to touch up or enhance any of the brighter areas created by the contrast paint. Now these extra colors are not necessary, and in the end I barely used any of those normal colors, but it is nice to know that if you get some contrast color in the wrong spot, it's no big deal, and just knowing this will let you paint faster and with more confidence. So as you can see, I'm starting off by base coating the clothes with Scales. Nothing special here, I'm just applying the contrast paint as neatly and quickly as possible. Next I'm applying the Magma Flame to all of the armor. Now if I accidentally overlap this orange with some of the blue-green, it is going to make an ugly brown patch. But that is fine because I have my two touch-up colors. You definitely want to let the contrast colors dry completely before making any of your touch-ups. Next I'm going to mix together some black contrast paint with some silver metallic paint. I find that mixing metallics with contrast paints works really well. I often mix black contrast paint with silver and a reddish-brown contrast paint with bronze colors. Gold I do in a special way, and that's going to be a topic of an upcoming video. I'm putting one layer of this on the guns, the boots, helmet visors, and parts of the backpack. I try not to put metallics on my wet palette because they separate out very quickly, but the contrast paint does a good job of keeping it from drying out too quickly. I'm using snakebite leather for all of the belts and holsters, and snakebite leather is identical to Baylor Brown when it dries over white paint. That means it'll be my touch-up color for this contrast paint. Now I'm pretty happy with how the blue-green color looks and how the leather looks, but I want the armor plates a bit brighter. I'm taking some Troll Slayer Orange, thinning it down, and I'm applying it to the top of the armor plates. I'm only adding one or two layers of this, and I'm doing my best to avoid any recesses in the armor. For any armor bits with lots of detail, like the wrist guards, I'm doing a dry brush with this color instead. The clothes under the armor already look good enough as far as I'm concerned, so I'll just be using some of the Sotek Green to touch up a few mistakes I made while powering through this paint job. Next I'm using a light bronze color for the faceplate and for the ammunition showing on the guns. The last color I'm going to use is a dark gray just to break up all the metallic color. I'm using this on the scope of the gun and the grip of the pistol. Now I could just leave the metallic areas as they are, but I want to deepen the shadows a bit, so I'll be using the new formulation of Nuln Oil. I find this stuff is a good mix of the Nuln Oil Gloss, which I loved, and the original Nuln Oil. Once this is on, I'll slap on a couple water transfers and a decent base, and then call this guy done. All in all, this took about 15 to 20 minutes of actual work, and on a production line setup, you could finish a couple squads of these guys pretty fast. And there we have it, no prize pig, but ready for battle. Let me know in the comments what you think of the new Votann faction and what colors you'll be going with. Cheers everyone, and see you in the next video.